Video here on how I choose to harvest my honey from the hives. I do frame by frame, lift out the frames, because I find this honey super boxes are too heavy for me to lift. A super of capped honey could be anywhere from £25 to £40 in weight, and to lift that and safely come out from behind the hives and exit the apiary is too much for me. So I do it this way, frame by frame. Obviously other people do their honey harvesting in a way that suits them best. Honey harvesting from the hives. First of all, wheelbarrow with a freshly laundered cloth in it. Make sure that frames are going to stay as clean as possible, and also freshly laundered towel, as when the frames go into your empty super there, as you take them off the hive. And this is the way we do it, frame by frame, because they're heavy, lifting a whole super. Then you can keep it covered from the bees like that as you work. So stage one. So this is the marzipan spray. It's for honey vegan, natural oils for removing bees from supers. Quite pricey, but saves putting in a clearing board. All you do is you spray it on the cardboard provided, and then pop it in the top of the hive underneath the crown board, and the bees will move away from the smell out of that top super. The bees do not like the smell of the marzipan, and so they will go down into the super below to get away from it. Got to try not to get bees stuck on top of the board though, because the scent is overwhelming and you might end up with a few lost bees, dead bees even. This has had a board with marzipan spray on it, and as you can see they have moved out of that top super, so we can go into that one now. And this, as you can see, has cleared many of the bees out. They're not crammed between the seams. Having opened the hive and then going through the supers one by one, we are removing a frame at a time. This, because the supers are too heavy, I can't lift them. My wheelbarrow now looks like this, and I need to journey back to the kitchen to unload all this off. If I make it that far with a wheelbarrow that heavy, fingers crossed. Here are the bees, not the best pleased with us, in fairness. But we did use the marzipan spray to clear down super by super, so it's not too bad. There we go, frames all capped on one side and the other. I will probably take that one and just test the uncapped section there for moisture percentage. If it's under 18, it's pretty okay whether it's capped or not. It's a fully capped frame, both sides lovely. Pop it down into my super in the wheelbarrow. It's now got honey on the floor, and then cover it up quick before the bees decide to go and have a look at it. Hence the towel in the wheelbarrow, as well as the cloth to line it. Frames in the wheelbarrow now. Second super on. Lovely jubbly. Keep the bees out with the towel. Leaving all the uncapped honey. Still finished off. Leaving them plenty of honey actually, because I think we're now in a dearth, what with the drought and everything, so they need plenty to keep their colony going. Beekeepers shouldn't be greedy, should leave ample for the bees, obviously, including a whole super of honey for over winter.
We've made a massive.
I had a tunnel, a bee tunnel in the honey. It won't hurt to leave them with plenty, especially now. Absolute lack of rain. Take that one because the open cells are empty. Now we have supers in the house ready for extraction. Keep them covered, of course, because of flies this time of year, and don't leave them hanging around too long because you don't want to risk wax moth eggs hatching out if there are any on the frames, and ruining your frames of beautiful comb. One point worth mentioning is that I try and remember to write on the frames whether they are wired foundation or a bare frame or even a cut comb thin foundation sheet. Makes it a lot easier at this stage, and basically all the frames going to look pretty much the same, to know which ones are the cut comb. Now the cut comb needs a extra treatment. You actually need to put that in the freezer for 48 hours just to kill off any possible wax moth eggs on the frame, so that way they're never going to hatch into wax moth larvae and crawl through your lovely frame of comb. Nobody is going to want a lovely pack of cut comb with a worm crawling through it. And to do them up as little parcels, put elastic bands at the end tightly round to keep the frames together. I wouldn't use a plastic band around the middle because it might cut into the face of the comb. So if you want to use sellotape or something, you've got to do a whole loop. Obviously, nothing's going to stick to this stuff. Right, ready for the freezer for 48 hours and then defrost. I refer to this stuff, Honey Be Gone, as the marzipan spray throughout that video. Just to clarify, it's not made of marzipan. It smells of marzipan to me, hence its nickname, the marzipan spray. But it is called Honey Be Gone.